All right, horror fans, grab your blankets and turn off the lights because today I'm back with part 2 of our terrifying true autumn tales that will haunt you. Let's dive right in. Story 1. The Phantom Footsteps. Imagine being home alone and hearing footsteps in the attic. That's exactly what happened to Lisa one chilly autumn evening. She was enjoying a cup of tea when the unmistakable sound of footsteps echoed above her. She called the police, but they found nothing, leaving Lisa with the haunting suspicion that she wasn't truly alone. Story 2. The Haunted Hayride. A group of friends decided to go on a hayride at a local farm. Everything was fun and games until they saw a figure in the distance. The figure seemed to be waving at them, but as they got closer, it vanished into thin air. The friends were convinced they had encountered a ghost from the farm's dark past. Story 3. The Creepy Corn Maze. Josh and his buddies thought it would be fun to go through a corn maze at night. As they made their way through, they noticed they were being followed by someone or something. No matter how fast they ran, the sounds of rustling corn stalks and distant whispers pursued them until they finally reached the exit, pale and shaken. Story 4. The Old Lady on the Bench. Every day, Emily walked through the park and noticed an old lady sitting on the same bench. One day, she decided to sit next to her. The old lady turned to Emily and whispered, "Beware the fall." The next day, Emily found out that the old lady had died several years ago, and the bench had been dedicated in her memory. Story 5. The Flickering Streetlight. Brian noticed that every time he walked past a particular streetlight, it would flicker. One evening, he decided to stop and see if it was just a coincidence. As he stood under the light, it flickered off, and he felt a cold hand grip his shoulder. When he turned around, there was no one there, but the feeling of dread lingered. Story 6. The Abandoned Cabin. A group of teenagers stumbled upon an abandoned cabin in the woods during a leaf-peeping trip. They decided to explore it, but as soon as they stepped inside, the door slammed shut. They heard whispers and felt an icy breeze. They managed to escape, but vowed never to return. Story 7. The Disappearing Children. In a small town, children began disappearing every autumn. Residents whispered about an ancient curse that claimed a child every year. One brave parent decided to investigate and found an old journal detailing rituals performed to appease a dark entity. The parent barely escaped with their life, and the disappearances abruptly stopped. Story 8. The Ghostly Hitchhiker. One rainy autumn night, Tom picked up a hitchhiker on a deserted road. The hitchhiker was soaked and said very little. When Tom asked where to drop him off, the hitchhiker pointed to a cemetery. When Tom turned to ask if he was sure, the hitchhiker had vanished, leaving the car seat wet. Story 9. The Weeping Willow. Sarah loved sitting under a weeping willow tree in her backyard. One autumn evening, she heard crying coming from the tree. She looked up and saw the ghostly figure of a woman. The woman's eyes met Sarah's and she whispered, "Help me." Sarah never sat under that tree again. Story 10. The Haunted Library. Jack was a librarian who loved the quiet evenings spent among the books. One autumn night, he heard the sound of pages turning. He followed the noise to a dark corner of the library and saw a book floating in midair. As he watched, the book dropped to the floor and the room grew icy cold. So, if you thought autumn was just about pumpkin spice and cozy sweaters, think again. These true stories prove that fall is the perfect season for spine-chilling encounters. Stay safe out there, and remember, you never know what might be lurking in the shadows. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more terrifying tales. Until next time, sleep tight.